we talked about shooter versus thrower, right? Where I'm the shooter, he's the thrower, I back up, right, and then I shoot in on him after, you know what I mean? See? We talked about shooter versus shooter, where we're both wanting to shoot. And it's about this. It's either a snap down or a single or a double or whatever, right? Now we're talking about shooter versus puller, okay? In this situation, Maz would very likely be the puller who pulls guard. He's been working a lot in his guard, 10 hours a week in his guard, and if he immediately sits, he robs from me my throwing skills. All the hours I've put into my judo and my wrestling, if he just sits down, right? All that time I spent on my judo and wrestling is now forsaken, and now it's his game. And he spent 10 hours a week working on his guard. Who's going to win that game? 10 hours a week on guard, or 1 hour a week on guard? Because I spent 9 on wrestling. You know what I mean? So what are we talking about here? I need to get my points by changing his pull into my throw. I can't stop him from pulling. You can't stop people from sitting down. You know what I mean? I'm not telekinetic. So.
You mean telepathic?
No, telekinetic. I already know you're going to throw. You're from Guard Pulling Incorporated Jiu-Jitsu Club, right? I know you're going to pull. He's a little guy from a Jiu-Jitsu club. He's probably going to pull guard, right? So, this is shooter versus puller. The shooter stands here, and the puller stands very much like this, right? This is how pullers stand, and they bend over a lot. And as you know, they have to get a hold of you before they can pull. Under BJJ rules. EBI rules, they can just sit down whenever. You know what I mean? They can sit down in the changing room. As soon as they get off the bus, they can sit down. They can come onto the mat seated if they want. ADCC rules, if they pull, they get penalized
2 points.
2 points, which is why there's more wrestling thing going on in ADCC. IBJJF, for Maz to pull guard, he has to get a grip on me, then he can pull. Right? So there has to be... So once again, it's less about this. The shooter versus shooter is more like this, but now this one's more like this. And that curtain and fire idea is not prevalent. So, do I walk up to Maz like this? No, he's going to pull easily. He's going to pull like no problem, or jump his legs around me, or pull half guard or something. What do? I bend over. Shooter versus puller, right? I know he's going to pull, so I have to shoot him. See when he grips me and as he's sitting? His sit is my throw. It can't be join, pull, engage. It has to be join down. And then the referee gives me my 2, and then the match starts with me up 2 and him down, which is way different than it being equal, which is what he wants. You see what I mean? So here I am. I'm the shooter. He's the puller. He's going to work and he wants to pull, and I shoot. That's 2, right? And there's a big difference, like I said, between me being up 2 and being 2-0, or it's even, and now he's got a wicked guard. The score is tied, and he spends the 5 minutes or 10 minutes attacking me with sweeps and arm locks and back takes, and then the referee gives it to him when it's tied in the end. Or he sweeps me, whatever. You see what I mean? You follow me? Let's do it one more time. We'll talk about puller versus thrower, puller versus shooter. We'll talk about what a puller wants to do next week. But today, I'm the shooter, he's the puller. I see he stands like this. This is how pullers stand, generally. I'm the shooter, I'm here. And he wants to work me, I shoot! And I get the 2. You understand? Questions on that? Okay, go!